Hey guys, thanks for joining me today. I'm Mark, this is MacGyver's Garage, and today I want to talk with you guys about the new 2022 Toyota Supra and what you need to know about that car, about the 2022, before going out and buying one. So let's get into this, let's go. Alright, so let's talk about what's new, what's not new on the 2022. So, third year of production for the new A90 Mark V Toyota Supra, and really bottom line is not much has changed at all. And as a matter of fact, depending on which model you get, it may be that nothing at all has changed. There may be a couple of extra features that you could choose from on some of the models, but the car itself really has not changed. It's still the same inline six, 3-liter, 382 horsepower, 368 torque. That's in the 2021. Everything is the same there. Same ZF8 8-speed automatic transmission. So no change there. Got a train. Got to stop for it. So nothing has changed as far as powertrain, the drivetrain. Everything is exactly the same. I know. Still no manual. I know that's going to piss a lot of people off, but hey, that automatic, this ZF8 transmission is an awesome transmission. You can throw it in a manual, use the paddle shifters, or use the shifter down here. I love the way the car drives. But that gets into the fact that it has not changed for 2022. Kind of puts us in a little bit of a problem for those that are out there that want the manual. I'm not in that group. I daily drive this. I like the fact that it's an automatic and I can just get in and drive it. But I know a lot of people are really looking for that manual, and with the new Nissan Z coming out offering the manual, well, that creates a little bit of a sticking point, especially when you start looking at the pricing on the Nissan Z versus the Supra. So 2022 Toyota Supra, the 2.0, which is the 4-cylinder, starts at $44,000, or right around $44,000. Then when you jump up to the 3.0, you end up with a base price of about $52K. The 3.0 Premium, which is where you get the improved brakes, you get some of the features, the JBL sound system, driver's assistance package, all that kind of stuff is available in the Premium. You jump up to $56K, and then new for 22 is the A91 CF edition. Now, I have the 2021 A91 edition. The 2022 A91 CF edition is limited to 600 units. Now, mine has 1,000. There were 1,000 units made of the 2021 A91 edition. Only 600 will be made of that version. And really the only change is that they added some ground effects carbon fiber pieces, and they raised the price. Mine was 56 and change. 57 is about what they listed for. So 2022, the CF edition, 64K. It's actually a little over 64K, and I've seen that some, if you aren't pre-ordering them, they probably have a markup on them. Now let's talk about a big piece of this that could really detract from people getting into the 2022, and that is, unlike the 2021s, where there was a small group of 2021s that were early enough in production, had an early enough ECU that they're tunable, all of the 2022s are going to have the new Bosch hardware and Bosch encryption that has not been cracked yet. So none of the 2022s are going to be tunable, ECU tunable, out of the box. They're just not. You will have the option to do piggyback tunes. Now, I'm in that same boat. My 2021 was late enough that this one is not tunable. I've got a JB4 on there, and I gotta tell you, the JB4, I've worked with Jesse, and we have really, really tweaked and tuned this thing to the point where I'm really enjoying the performance level that we're at. But if you were looking forward to doing something like an ECU tune, getting an EcuTech, boot mod, whatever, just know that it's not going to be available in the 2022 until they crack it, which they've been working on for a year now, and no one has been able to do. So definitely want to keep that in mind if that was something you were looking to do. But even with the JB4, it's a lot of fun. Definitely not lacking on performance. But what has changed? All right, so Premium now offers a difference between the black interior or a red interior, so you can make that choice. Not available on the 3.0, not available on the 2.0, and the 891 carbon fiber edition comes with a red and black interior, along with those carbon fiber ground effects accents, which, in my opinion, don't even look all that great. Now, I do like the fact that they are functional. They do form kind of like a canard and push down, give you a little bit more downforce. So that is a pretty cool feature, as long as that's true. That's what I've heard, that's what I've seen. But I think that for the price, the premium increase, that almost $10,000 increase, you could go out and source a much better looking, much more aesthetically pleasing ground effects package, carbon fiber, and change that up yourself. So I'd said there'd only be 600 of those 891 CF editions created, and of those, there are going to be 3 colors: Absolute White, Nitro Yellow, and the Phantom Gray. So the Phantom Gray is the matte gray color. Really cool. I like that color a lot, but there's no new color. There's no color that's completely different that no one else has. That's what I do like about this Refraction Blue A91 edition from 2021, is that it was a limited edition color, 500 of them made, and that's it. They didn't offer it in 2020. They are offering it in 2022. So, you know, that's what I like about it. Now, let's talk about one of the oddball things about the Supra line right now, and for me, it's the 2.0. So the 2.0 has always seemed like a bit of an oddity to me, in the fact that it doesn't really fit with the Supra tradition. The Supra has always been an inline 6 rear-wheel drive sports car. Now, it's rear-wheel drive, but with the inline 4, it kind of misses the mark for me. It's not exactly what it should be, in my opinion. It isn't a Supra. It's a cool little sports car, 255 horsepower, but it's closer to the 86, honestly, than a Supra. Add to that the challenges that they're going to have with the price at $44K, and the new Nissan Z being advertised to come out somewhere around the $40K range for the base model, and the base model will still have the 400 horsepower V6 twin turbo V6 in it. That's going to be a challenging one to sell. So to me, that one's kind of always been the oddball. It doesn't really match, and why they created it when they've got the 86, I'm not exactly sure. Other big thing is the common problems that were there with, even with the launch edition, the very first ones that came out still exist. So you've got the wind buffeting issue, that if you don't get some sort of wind deflector to go right here by the mirror, you're going to have that horrible wind buffeting noise, to the point where it's almost unbearable to have the windows down. Then you've got the problem that several of us have had. I've had it happen. I've seen plenty of comments on the forums, and you get this horrible grinding noise, because at times rocks can get kicked up and get caught between the rotor and the brake shield, and it creates this horrible noise. Usually what you do is just throw it in reverse, back up a little bit, it'll kick the rock out, and you're fine. But it could cause some damage to your rotor, and it's annoying that it is there and that it happens. Another problem is just the lack of ventilated seats. You know, if they're going to have heated seats, why not have ventilated seats as well? That's something that I think should have been there. Big one that everyone always points out. I was just at that car show not that long ago. A couple people had come up, and the biggest comment was all the fake vents. Now, I have swapped out, and you can swap out a couple of the vents for actual, functional vents, but like the ones on the door, you can't really swap those out to be functional without cutting through the door and through the frame behind the door, it's just not feasible. And why they did that, I don't know. Especially for like the A91 edition, A91 or A91 CF, to not have those be functional vents. They're functional on the GT4, so why wouldn't they do it on their special edition? I don't know. It's kind of a dumb move on my part. And then, of course, I've already said it. To me, it's not a big deal, but to a lot of people, the lack of a manual transmission is a deal breaker, and especially at the price point, could keep a lot of people out. So having said all that, what are my thoughts about the 2022 or the Supra in general, and you know, whether or not you should get one? And I think that it's going to come down to your personal preferences. Are you that guy that is dying to have the manual? If so, wait it out. See if 23 or 24, maybe the last edition in 25, they come out with a manual. If you can't wait that long, you know, maybe wait for the Z to come out and be fully released. And it's going to have both an automatic, I believe a 9-speed automatic, and a manual, 6-speed manual transmission. So you could go that route. Or you could go with like an A86, you know, not as sporty, not as fun, but you can do a lot. You can mod it. It's a lot cheaper entry point to get into. If you want the Supra, get it. But if you're looking to tune it, if you want more performance than a JB4 can afford you, so you can get somewhere in the 450 to 500 horsepower range using a JB4 if you've done a downpipe, intake, few other things, and you're running flex fuel. I'm running an E40 mix, E40 blend right now, and I'm up in the, you know, 450 to 475 wheel range. We'll get it on a dyno soon to show those numbers, but others that are running very similar to me have seen those exact numbers on the dyno. So not crazy to assume that that's what I'm pushing. But, you know, if you're looking for the ability to do a true ECU tune, you know, maybe look at one of those earlier model 21s or a 2020 and go through the process of getting a used one. Now, the used car market right now is absolutely crazy, and if you pre-order or go through the process of ordering one through your dealership, a 2022, you will probably get it at the same price or cheaper than a lot of the used ones with 10,000 plus miles on them on the market right now. So just something to keep in mind. Is it a good car? Absolutely. I love this car. I daily drive it, have a lot of fun with it, take it out on cruises, take it to car shows. It is eye-catching. People love seeing it. People love asking questions about it. And honestly, I truly, truly love it. And everyone who was a hater, it has begun to grow on them, and you just can't continue to hate on the car, especially if you've driven it. And that's probably the biggest thing, is anyone who has driven this car absolutely loves it. I mean, if you're on the fence, just look at that. Looks pretty sweet. If you like this video and the other videos that I've put out, please do me a favor and go down and hit that subscribe button. When you do, right next to it, a little bell icon will pop up. If you'll hit that, you'll get notifications every time I put up a new video. Also, go down and hit that like button and leave a comment. Really helps out the algorithm and helps get us in front of a bigger, wider audience. It really helps out a lot. Costs you absolutely nothing, helps us out tremendously. I appreciate it, guys. I'll see you guys later.